Good greetings, everyone. Nickie Brown here. I hope that you are having a good day, no matter where you are and what part of the world. And thank you again for watching. So, I kind of wanted to do this is my confessions. So, this is like a confession video. Um, Hold on. Had to go grab the spectacles. Okay, so basically, this is a confession. I had a young lady reach out to me yesterday, and she offered to provide me with editing services, and I really appreciate that. I have another sister from North Carolina who I used to work with when I was a GED instructor in Durham, North Carolina. Um, she has offered as well. And here's the thing, here's the confession part of it. Um, I took film, audio, and video production in college. And I'm the creative reading writing girl. So one of my really good friends, Mark, at the time we were in class together, and basically he would help me with my technical work, and I would help him with his writing. So I know how, technically, I know how to edit. Like, I know the process and procedure. Like, I have a Mac, so I have iMovie and Final Cut Pro. But editing to me is very time consuming and tedious, and it takes me a while to figure things out. I do get a little frustrated. I do my best not to get frustrated, and I do my best to stay calm, but I don't always do so. And I get frustrated and I give up. One of the things, like, say for example, I'm recording on my iPhone right now, and I'll go to YouTube and do my best to add, because the young lady in Durham, I appreciate her. Her name is Indiana Giordani. She is awesome. She's amazing. She does film, audio, and video production as well as edit. Um, I have not gotten permission from her to give out her contact information. I didn't even think about that before I did this video. But again, she's in Durham, North Carolina, and she would love to have you as a customer. Again, I have not gotten permission from her as of yet to give out her contact information, but if I do, I will put it in the description box below. Okay. Um, so let's say, for example, okay, she sent me an intro and an end video, and so there are some videos that I have on my Mac, and I played around with one of them, and I put the intro in, and I put the end video in, and I did it. Like, I was proud of myself. But I'm finding that if I record on a different device, and so that's another thing, when I try to record on my Mac, it's just not working. The sound is not working. So I don't know what that's about. I haven't been to the Apple Store. Um, or I don't know if it's something that I'm doing wrong. Again, I'm not the technical person. So I uploaded the two videos onto my Mac. I don't know what I'm doing. So I don't know how to, I tried inserting the video, like say I'm recording this right now. I don't know how to do it. Same thing with my Android. I know you can do some editing in there. And I try playing around with it. I end up putting it in the wrong spot. Again, this is just, I'm not using this as an excuse, and I know that I can learn, but I really would need someone to teach me. And my friend Mark did offer to teach me, but he lives in New York, and so, you know, he's busy. He has his family, and so we can't always make that happen. Uh, um, so like I said, technically I know how to edit. I do have an intro video, and again, I do appreciate anyone who offers to create another one for me. But I do have a good one, and it's just that my editing skills are in the basement. Also, another confession at this time. I've been out of work on disability, and I'm tired of saying this, but I'm, I'm just being honest, and this is my way of being vulnerable as well. I've been out of work since April 7th, so it's coming up on a year now, and I actually have no income. Well, I have such a small income, like couple $100s a month income. It's really just enough to buy food, keep gas in my car, and make sure that I have the essentials. Honestly, it's not um, some of the business that I had, so that's work, and I was working to supplement my income because my business was not taking care of me. And so some of the customers that I had before the C19, they pretty much completely dropped off during the 19. So like I don't think I got any orders in the heart of the 19. I have vended a couple times, but because of my disability, I can't even bring as much stuff that I normally would. And I kind of feel uncomfortable vending unless I know the people who are around me, because I because of what my body's going through. So that kind of makes me feel a little uneasy and uncomfortable being somewhere by myself where I don't know anybody vending. Um, so and again, just being honest. Um, Now, I am doing my best to manifest a different reality at this point, but also, you may see me recording from my car soon. So, again, I'm just putting that out there. I'm not going to say that word, but, this is my reality right now. So, also, when you grow up in an environment where you're pretty much taught that nothing that you do is good enough and that you have to do it over again, that makes you want to do everything right? Make sure it's done right the first time so nobody has to say anything to you about it. Well, I recently learned that basically can lead to perfectionism, and perfectionism is not a good thing. So again, for me, in my mind, this is not only a way for me to just get out there and be confident, this is a way for me to stop being a perfectionist and stop saying to myself, oh, well, you can't do videos because you know how a video is supposed to be and you're not able to do that right now. So for me right now, this is, again, me letting go of that need to be perfect or need for everything to be right, because I didn't see it as trying to be perfect before. I just know that things are supposed to be a certain way, but are they really? But I just want things to be right. And so I was not putting out any content at all. And so for me, this is me saying to myself, get up and do it anyway. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just put it out there and do it anyway. And I understand that some people have a problem with that. And I understand that some people would like to see my videos edited. They would love to see a great intro. They would love to see a great outro. And I would love to be able to pay someone to provide that service. And I promise, as soon as I am able to, I will be doing that. Okay? But again, when you're taught that everything has to be right or everything has to be a certain way, that creates self-doubt in the mind and the body. And so we do become afraid to do certain things, to step out and trust that everything is going to work out exactly the way that it's supposed to. Another thing I wanted to say about the times that I've tried to edit, I've gotten errors like format not compatible. Basically, I'm not sure what the intro was recorded on, but if it was recorded on a PC and I'm now using a Mac, there could be some formatting issues. Even when I sent my resume to a sister last week, because she's using a PC and I'm using a Mac, everything kind of shifts. And I don't know if people realize that when they're, these, certain recruiters or hiring managers, it's not that the person intentionally sent you an unformatted resume. Sometimes they reformat during transition, when you're being sent. Um, and some of these files are too large to send via email. There is a site that Miss Indiana told me about called WeTransfer. It took me the longest time to send her these 3 videos that I sent, but I did finally get that done. But then again, like I said, I'm not sure if she was able to. I have not been in contact with her, and that's my fault. I have so much going on. Again, I've been out of work since April. I'm saying this, and you may need to read between the lines, because again, I don't want to use certain words because I don't want to manifest that reality. Okay? But even if you've had money saved, you don't expect to be out of work and unable to work and disabled for almost a year. So even if you have money saved, that savings can be depleted over months because you still had to pay your expenses. And so, there comes a certain time that may or may not run out. I have gotten help with my utilities, but I have not gotten help with my rent as of yet, because the agencies that are out here helping, if they have funds available, if they're taking applications, it's all about the 19. And so they want you to have proof that somehow the 19 caused what's going on in your life. And I really don't have that proof, if that makes sense. And there's so many people needing help because of the 19 that, again, it makes it more challenging if you're just outside of that box. And you need help at this point in time. But again, this is all about overcoming that fear. And I do know that a lot of small businesses in general, were affected by the 19. So especially small businesses, and especially small businesses that already were not getting as much traffic as some of the bigger small businesses, if that makes sense. Yeah, so this is just me overcoming my fear and doing it anyway. And again, I know that some people hate it. They're like, oh, I like her content, but she just needs to, do better videos. She needs to, have an intro, outro, edit. I get it. Again, I was in film school. I understand what a good production is supposed to look like. About maybe 10, 15 years ago, something like that, I was doing a show, and it was actually called the Nickie Brown Variety Show. And that's one of the reasons I named this one a Nickie Brown Variety Show. And I was doing that with Shabazz Born Allah, Mr. Instrumental, and E-Dot, who now goes by Eddie Ruger. And, me coming from film school and them just kind of being a little informal and doing, like rap showcases and, things of that nature, because they all rap. So that's their connection. And I moved to Greensboro, North Carolina, and someone introduced me to Shabazz. And then we came up with the idea for a show because I was like, oh, I want to do something that's a cross between the Oprah Winfrey show and the Carol Burnett show. So we came up with the Nickie Brown variety show. And one of our biggest debates was about creativity and how things should go. And he would do the editing because, again, that just wasn't my thing. Again, me coming from film school and, again, not knowing, I guess at that time, that I was a perfectionist and I wanted everything to be perfect, whereas they were like, no, we're just going to put it out there. And he did do a good job editing. So it was just always like, we have to have, a good backdrop. Where, no, let's just put some sheets up and get started. And I was like, oh! And then, the camera wouldn't always be cropped, so you could see the top of the curtain or whatever we put up there. I think we just put some fabric up there, and I think it was taped up there. So, we didn't have the camera centered properly, and so you could see the top of but it worked. More and more we got people coming out to see the show. I eventually got us a banner, just to look more professional, because I was like, I was just kind of coming out of film school, and I was like, no, this is unacceptable. And so, again, at this point in my life, it doesn't have to be perfect. Sometimes you just have to put it out there, especially with what I'm going through. I think that, people say to me all the time, oh, you're so strong. I can't believe you're doing this. I don't know what I would be doing. And I don't know what other people would be doing either, but one of my other friends said to me, that's because you don't have, you have to do what you have to do. I say, yeah, because if I drop the ball, who's going to pick it up? So, I can't sink down into it. I need to rise above it. And that's what I'm doing. At the same time, preparing, like I said, I might be filming from my car. Now, miracles do happen. And I'm preparing for both. Okay? I have a lot going on. And right now, I would love it if I had some good help. Not someone who wants to manipulate and use me and get me to do something that they want me to do later on. Not that type of help. Genuine, I'm doing this from my heart and I don't expect anything in return type of help. That's the type of help I would love. Like, hey sis, let me come help you with that. Like, again, I've been out of work on disability since April. My laundry is desperately backed up. I asked my kid to help me do my laundry, and he said he accidentally bleached my clothes. So then the next time we went to the laundromat and we took a bag, and he doesn't fold clothes, so I went to fold the clothes. I was in so much pain. I can't stand for long periods of time. I can't sit for long periods of time. But I do sit a little longer than I stand. But, even now I'm in a lot of pain. No matter which way I move, to the left, to the right, on my back, nothing relieves the pain. None of the pain medicine that I was given from any doctor has relieved the pain. And, this is the reality in the body right now. So, I've been on 2 interviews. They didn't want to hire me because of my disability. And that's just the reality that I'm going through right now. So again, for me, what I'm going through mentally and emotionally, I'm just thankful that I still have the strength to put the content out. And so for me, it doesn't have to be perfect. And I know that people would like to see it perfect. And I thank you, because that means you are enjoying my videos. You just know that they can be better. And I know that they can be better too. And I appreciate you for sharing and wanting to help me make them better. I promise you I do. I have so much gratitude in my heart. So much thanks for that. Okay. Real quick, these are some of the affirmations that if you're dealing with a little bit of perfectionism and you want to work past that, I am worthy. And that may be hard for you to see. Let me see if I can get a little bit closer. Yeah, that's better. Okay, I am worthy. I am deserving. I am enough. I am loved, loving, and lovable. I am a successful entrepreneur. If you're an entrepreneur, you may not be an entrepreneur, but that's for those who are. Give yourself a high five. It may sound corny or cheesy, but hey, it works. Because if you don't have anyone outside of you giving you high fives, encouraging and supporting you, sometimes you have to give your damn self a high five. And pardon my French. I am thriving. Many of us are at a place where we're doing our best to survive. Many people are going through a lot of different things right now. And, you know, those who were affected by 19 in terms of they got fired from a job or, you know, have their job never reopened, things of that nature. Those are the type of people that will be able to provide proof of, you know, the 19. And, you know, again, some of those people are doing their best to survive. But when you change your thoughts, you change your life. So we need to transition to the mindset where I am thriving. I am thriving. We want to thrive. You have come a long way. Often I've said that to myself over the years. When certain things happen and I'm going through something, I say, you know what? You've really come a long way. You've pretty much always gotten what you've wanted or what you've strived for. It may not have come in the time that you wanted it to, but it always comes right on time. And so I do have to remind myself of that sometimes. You've come a long way, honey. You know, you've dealt with all types of physical, verbal, and emotional and mental abuse, and you're still going. You did not allow it to, you know, make you spiral down into the abyss of depression or become like the people who hurt you. You have risen above that like cream, honey. Like the foam, honey. You know, and pretty much I've done these things by myself. I've had some help along the way, but I say that help was probably in the 20 percentile, and 80% was all me, boo. You know, all my strength, all my mental willpower. And I remember asking my grandmother one day, I said, why are people jealous of me and I don't have anything? Because in my mind, you know, I'm just doing my best to be out here. And she said, it's not about what you have, it's about who you are. And I was like, wow. Like, it took me, like, I understood what she said in that moment, but that was years ago. And so over the years, it makes more and more sense. And here lately, I've been thinking about that even more and more, because, you know, you find that it's very surprising at who is jealous of you, especially when it's a relative who says that they care about you. But that's a whole nother video. Just kind of, though, again, putting things in perspective and confessing and not allowing myself to make excuses for the situation. I'm rising above it like cream. Okay, I am supported. Even if you don't have anyone cheering you on and genuinely supporting you and showing you love, guess what? You can show it to yourself. You can also use whatever you see as your higher power as a source to support you. You can feel the support from your ancestors, the loved ones that have crossed over, because they are always there with you as well. And some of you may not believe that, but some of you may. But really, we're never really alone. You can feel the energy around you. Again, whatever you call the Most High, and if you trust that the ancestors are helping you as well, you're always supported. So tell yourself, I am supported. I do have support. May not be from anyone in the physical, but I am supported. I am essential. You are important. You are essential. And that was the next one. I am important. You are. And don't let anyone tell you anything different. In one of the Hidden Color videos, excuse me, I can't remember if it was Professor Smalls. No, it wasn't Professor Smalls. It was one of the other professors, and I apologize. I'm unable to think of his name at the moment. But he said everybody's important. A crackhead can teach you how to make a Molotov cocktail if you need to do that. And not that we, are wanting to go around doing that, but the point is, everybody has an essential role, because if, they're able to do that, that's science. And we may need those science skills for something. I used to always say growing up, drug dealers are good at math and business. And that's an important skill. Now the fact that they're selling drugs to people it's harming our, people, that's a whole nother story. But that's still a smart brother or sister that is able to maintain that and make it happen. Everybody has their own unique gift or skill and ability that they are able to bring to the table. And so you are important, whatever it is that you bring to the table. Again, if it's a hot meal, if it's a smile, if it's, I don't know, you the life of the party. I don't know. I don't know what your skills are. If you're smart and, you're able to share knowledge with people in a way that helps them understand. If you feel like you're not smart, that's a problem, because you need to tell yourself, I am smart. Because you may not be, you may not know as much as someone else, but in your own way, you are intelligent. And you need to accept that. And I'm now reminded of the movie The Help, where she said to the little girl, I'm as smart, I'm as kind, I'm as important. So pick 2 affirmations. If it's I'm as smart, I'm as kind, I'm as important, then say those 3 to yourself every day. But get out of that mindset of just surviving and do your best to thrive. And you don't have to step on anybody's neck in order to get to the top either. You don't have to steal from people. You don't have to take other people's ideas. Be your own unique self, because you are the best you that you can ever be. You can't be the best somebody else. And you won't even be as good as at what they're doing, because that may not be meant for you. Do what you do Do what you do and do your best. Again, if you're good at encouraging people, then encourage people. If you're good at mopping floors, offer to mop people's floors for a fee. If you're good at cleaning chicken, find you a chef or caterer and offer to clean their chicken. It might want you to clean more than just the chicken, but I'm just saying. If you're good at picking up dog poop, offer to pick up after your neighbor's dogs, or the dogs around the block, or the dogs in another neighborhood. Whatever that looks like. It doesn't have to be this big thing. Oh, well, I didn't go to college. One of my cousins, he says that sometimes, and I've been telling him for years, it's really not that serious. I said, some of these people who go to college and they graduate, they're no smarter when they graduate than they were when they went in there. The only difference is they finished. They started something and they finished it. That's the difference. It doesn't mean that they're smarter. It doesn't mean that they're better. That makes absolutely no sense. Because I know some people who graduated from college who are not smart. I'm sorry. I mean, everybody's smart in their own way and they have some knowledge about something. Something that they're good at. But overall, in general, I would never take advice from some of these people in terms of education. And just, some of the things that I hear people say is like, oh, wow, and you went to college? But that's neither here nor there, because I'm not picking on anybody. And again, they all have their talents and they're smart in some way. But going to college is just about finishing. But anybody can get some of those same books, take a course, go on YouTube, and learn how to do some of the same stuff, even that a doctor does. Because when our ancestors created medicine, there were no schools. Everything was basically like hands-on, word of mouth. And then, and then that knowledge that we originally had was then put in books. And, these big words were attached to them. So, it made people feel like it was impossible to reach. You go, oh, I can't pronounce that word, but you can. You just have to practice it. But it makes people afraid to even try. It makes people feel intimidated to even try. But again, it's really not that serious. You can learn any of that stuff. Just because someone has a doctorate degree does not mean that they're smarter than you. I'm not going to call anybody out, but there's a very famous doctor who wasn't very smart. Now, he was good at what he did. Okay, I'm not saying that. But when he tried to enter another arena, it was like, oh, you're not about to do that. We're not about to elect you. What'd you just say? Oh, no. And some of these other politicians, y'all already know. How many politicians have we had in office? I'm not going to say what their rank was. How many politicians have we had that in office? And I'm not just talking about Trump, so cut it out, okay? There have been some other ones that have said some really ridiculous things. Now tell the truth about that thing. We gonna tell the truth about that thing, okay? We not getting ready to play with that. Because I guess because he was the most recent one, people be so quick. No, he wasn't the only one. I do have some more affirmations. Um, when I was in North Carolina, I had these on my mirror. So when I got ready to move, I brought them with me. So let's see. I attract safety and protection every day. Today is a great day. I am focused and filled with clarity of thought. I am driven by passion and purpose. I love alkaline water. The universe is the constant supplier in my life, and I have everything I need every day. I vibrate on the frequency of 432 hertz. Eating healthy is a way of life for me. I drink fresh juice or smoothies every day. I face today with courage. I am a boss, leader, and CEO. I attract good situations every day in every way. So again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Sometimes you just have to get it out. And these are my confessions. Love y'all. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to see more. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Later. Mwah.